Something strange is happening in our skies. It's not just a fleeting phenomenon or a one-time occurrence. This is something that has been building up over time, creating a sense of unease and curiosity among the populace. Across the United States, a wave of drone sightings has gripped the nation. These sightings are not limited to any one area. They span coast to coast, from the bustling metropolises to the quiet rural towns. The sheer number of reports is staggering, and they keep coming in, day after day. From the bustling cities of the East Coast to the quiet towns of the heartland, these unmanned aerial vehicles have become a source of mystery and unease. People are left wondering about the purpose of these drones. Are they here to monitor us? Are they part of some larger, more sinister plan? The questions are endless, and the answers are few. People are asking questions. What are these drones? Are they government surveillance tools, or are they operated by private entities? Theories abound, ranging from the plausible to the downright bizarre. Social media is flooded with posts and videos, each adding to the growing sense of confusion and concern. Where did they come from? Some speculate they are part of a secret government project, while others believe they are the work of foreign powers. There are even those who think these drones are extraterrestrial in origin. The lack of concrete information only fuels the speculation. And most importantly, what do they want? Are they here to gather information, or do they have a more nefarious purpose? The uncertainty is unsettling, and it leaves people feeling vulnerable and exposed. The answers, my friends, are far from clear. The government offers vague explanations, often dismissing the sightings as nothing more than routine exercises or weather balloons. But these explanations do little to quell the growing unease. The government offers vague explanations, often citing routine exercises or weather balloons as the cause. But these explanations do little to quell the growing unease. While the mainstream media seems content to dismiss the whole thing as a case of mass hysteria, news anchors laugh off the reports, treating them as little more than fodder for late-night talk shows. But for those who have seen the drones, the experience is anything but funny. But something doesn't feel right. The sheer number of sightings, the consistency of the reports, and the advanced technology of the drones all point to something more than just mass hysteria. There is a growing sense that something significant is happening, something that we are not being told about. The more we dig, the more questions we uncover. Researchers and investigators are poring over footage, analyzing data, and trying to piece together the puzzle. But with each new piece of information, the picture only becomes more complex and more troubling. And when it comes to conspiracies, one thing is certain: where there's smoke, there's fire. Theories range from government cover-ups to alien invasions, and while some may seem far-fetched, the lack of transparency only adds fuel to the fire. This is no ordinary phenomenon. The technology involved is far beyond what is commercially available. These drones are highly advanced, capable of maneuvers and speeds that defy conventional understanding. We're talking about sophisticated drones, some reportedly the size of SUVs, flying in coordinated formations. These are not the kind of drones you can buy off the shelf. They are specialized, purpose-built machines, and their presence is both impressive and intimidating. They've been spotted near military bases, power plants, and other sensitive locations. The implications of this are profound. If these drones are being used for surveillance, what kind of information are they gathering? And who is behind it all? This isn't some kids playing with toys. This is serious business. The involvement of military and government agencies suggests that there is much more at stake than we are being told. The potential for misuse of this technology is enormous, and the consequences could be dire. And it's time we got some answers. The public deserves to know what is happening in our skies. We need transparency, accountability, and most importantly, the truth. Until then, the shadow of these drones will continue to loom over us, a constant reminder of the mysteries that remain unsolved. The first reports came in November 2024 from the state of New Jersey. It was a chilly evening when the initial sightings were made. Residents were going about their usual routines when they noticed something unusual in the sky. Residents described seeing strange lights in the sky, moving with a precision and speed that defied explanation. These lights were not just random flickers. They moved in patterns, sometimes forming shapes that seemed almost deliberate. The lights would dart across the sky, stop abruptly, and then change direction in ways that no known aircraft could. At first, the authorities dismissed the sightings as weather balloons, Chinese lanterns, or other easily explainable phenomena. They assured the public that there was nothing to worry about, attributing the lights to common occurrences that had simple explanations. However, the residents were not convinced. They knew what they had seen, and it was unlike anything they had ever encountered before. But the reports kept coming. Night after night, more people came forward with their own accounts of the mysterious lights. News stations began to pick up the story, and soon it was being reported on national television. The phenomenon was no longer a local curiosity. It had captured the attention of the entire country, and as more and more people came forward with their own stories and even video footage, it became clear that something unusual was happening. The videos showed lights moving in ways that defied the laws of physics, making sharp turns and accelerating at incredible speeds. Experts were baffled, and the public was both fascinated and frightened. The sightings quickly spread beyond New Jersey, reaching Connecticut, New York, and then other parts of the country. It seemed that no region was immune to the phenomenon. Reports came in from rural areas and bustling cities alike, each one describing similar lights in the sky. The pattern was clear: whatever was happening, it was spreading rapidly. Eyewitnesses described drones of varying sizes and shapes, some with flashing lights, others completely dark. These drones were unlike any commercial or military drones known to the public. Some were small and nimble, while others were large and imposing. The variety only added to the mystery as it became clear that this was not a single type of drone, but a fleet of different models. Some flew silently, while others emitted a low humming sound. The silent ones were particularly eerie, gliding through the night without a sound, while the humming drones created an unsettling atmosphere with their low-frequency noise. People reported feeling a sense of unease, as if they were being watched by an unseen presence. The common thread? Nobody seemed to know where they were coming from or what their purpose was. Speculation ran wild, with theories ranging from secret government projects to extraterrestrial visitors. The lack of concrete information only fueled the fire, and the public's imagination ran rampant. The sightings reached a fever pitch when multiple drones were reported flying over sensitive military installations, including Vandenberg Air Force Base in California and Picatinny Arsenal in New Jersey. This was no longer just a public curiosity, it had become a matter of national security. The military was on high alert, and the government was forced to take the situation seriously. This raised alarm bells across the country. The idea that unknown drones could penetrate the airspace of some of the most secure locations in the nation was deeply troubling. Military officials were concerned about the potential for espionage or even an attack. The public, already on edge, grew increasingly anxious as the situation unfolded. Was this a coordinated attack? A foreign power testing our defenses? Or something even more sinister? The questions were endless and the answers were nowhere to be found. As the nation grappled with the mystery, one thing was clear. The skies were no longer a place of comfort and familiarity. They had become a source of fear and uncertainty, a reminder that we are not always in control of our own world. As the sightings intensified, the pressure mounted on the government to provide answers. But instead of clarity, what we got was a series of contradictory statements and vague assurances. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas held press conferences, assuring the public that there was no evidence of foreign involvement but offering no other explanations. The FBI launched an investigation but remained tight-lipped about their findings. Local law enforcement agencies appeared equally baffled, caught between concerned citizens and a lack of direction from the federal government. The more the authorities spoke, the less they seemed to know, and the more they tried to downplay the situation, the more suspicious it became. This lack of transparency only fueled the flames of speculation. If the government had nothing to hide, why were they so reluctant to provide clear answers? Why the conflicting reports? Why the evasive language? For many, the government's response was more alarming than the drone sightings themselves. In times of uncertainty and fear, people naturally turn to explanations that offer a sense of order and control. When the world seems chaotic and unpredictable, the human mind seeks patterns and narratives that can make sense of the confusion. This is especially true when new and unexplained phenomena, like the recent surge in drone sightings, capture public attention. The need for answers becomes a fertile ground for theories that can provide a semblance of understanding, even if those theories are far-fetched or alarming. And for some, the answer to the drone mystery lies in a chilling conspiracy theory known as Project Bluebeam. This theory has gained traction among certain groups who believe that these drones are not just random occurrences but part of a larger, more sinister plan. The idea that there could be a hidden agenda behind these sightings adds a layer of intrigue and fear, making the theory even more compelling to those who are already inclined to distrust official explanations. First proposed by Canadian journalist Serge Monast in the 1990s, Project Bluebeam has since become a cornerstone of modern conspiracy lore. Monast's writings suggested that the world's governments, in collaboration with powerful secret societies, were orchestrating a grand deception. His claims were initially met with skepticism, but over time they have found a dedicated following. The theory has evolved, incorporating new technological advancements and geopolitical events to stay relevant in the ever-changing landscape of global politics. Project Bluebeam claims that the world's governments are planning a staged alien invasion or other global event as a pretext for establishing a new world order. This supposed event would serve as a catalyst for uniting humanity under a single, authoritarian regime. The theory posits that by creating a common enemy or crisis, the powers that be can manipulate public perception and behavior, paving the way for sweeping changes in governance and societal structure. The idea of a new world order has long been a staple of conspiracy theories, often linked to fears of loss of national sovereignty and individual freedoms. According to the theory, this staged event would involve advanced technology capable of projecting holographic images onto the sky, creating realistic and terrifying illusions. These projections could range from alien spacecraft to religious apparitions, designed to exploit deeply held beliefs and fears. The use of such sophisticated technology would make the deception incredibly convincing, leaving little room for doubt among the general populace. The psychological impact of witnessing such phenomena would be profound, potentially leading to widespread panic and a desperate clamor for protection and order, creating mass hysteria and a willingness to submit to a one-world government. The theory suggests that in the face of such overwhelming and inexplicable events, people would be more likely to accept drastic measures and authoritarian control. The fear and confusion generated by the staged event would erode trust in existing institutions, making the promise of a new unified leadership seem like the only viable solution. This manipulation of public sentiment is seen as a key component of the alleged plan, ensuring that the transition to a new world order is met with minimal resistance. Could the recent drone sightings be the first stage of this insidious plan? The timing and frequency of these sightings have led some to speculate that they are part of a preliminary phase, testing the technology and gauging public reaction. The drone's mysterious behavior and the lack of clear explanations from authorities only add to the suspicion. If these sightings are indeed a precursor to a larger scheme, it raises troubling questions about what might come next and how prepared we are to deal with it. Are these unmanned aerial vehicles testing the waters, gauging our reaction before the real show begins? The idea that we are being monitored and studied by these drones is unsettling, to say the least. It suggests a level of planning and coordination that goes beyond mere coincidence. If the theory holds true, then these drones are not just passive observers, but active participants in a grand deception. Their presence serves as a reminder that we may be on the brink of a significant and potentially dangerous shift in our reality. While it's easy to dismiss such theories as the ramblings of madmen, it's important to consider why they resonate with so many people. The appeal of conspiracy theories often lies in their ability to provide simple answers to complex problems. They offer a sense of control and understanding in a world that can often seem chaotic and unpredictable. By attributing unexplained events to a deliberate plan, these theories create a narrative that makes sense of the confusion, even if that narrative is based on fear and mistrust. The parallels between Project Bluebeam and the current situation are too eerie to ignore. The similarities in the use of advanced technology, the creation of fear and confusion, and the potential for manipulation of public perception are striking. Whether or not the theory is true, it serves as a cautionary tale about the power of technology and the importance of critical thinking. As we navigate these uncertain times, it's crucial to remain vigilant and question the narratives that shape our understanding of the world.